of which I have to say is those are very good points that you've raised, but there's other things you want to have to take into consideration here, or you should take into consideration. First of all, you're dealing in a situation where that's all predicated upon this thing called consumerism. Consumerism basically came out of an argument that went down between parties like Alexander Hamilton, the Amalgamated Moor, and the other Amalgamated Moor that some folks know as Thomas Jefferson. Effectively, what they were arguing about is, one said, look, for your economy, it needs to be based on industrialism, where you manufacture goods and products from raw materials and make them into finished products and you trade them. Thomas Jefferson took the opposite tack of Alexander Hamilton and said, listen, your economy should be based upon agriculture. And his reasoning being, if every man can grow for his own family, they can sustain themselves. And whatever they have left thereafter, they can use for trade. Food, clothing, and shelter are things that you require to have. They're not luxuries, they're necessary. Someone can go into industrial or consumerism mindset and say, listen, we manufacture Blu-ray DVDs. Well, that's all well and good, but folks can take a position that, you know what, I'm hungry right now, and I don't require your Blu-ray DVDs to survive. Food, clothing, and shelter, that's a different story. I require that to survive. So, effectively, this is my point here, parties are looking at what you produce and recognize what it is. They will acquire it at their whim. Whereas opposed food, on the other hand, that's not a whim, that's a requirement. They have to have it. And so, Jefferson apparently, if you look at it, how things are now planetary-wide, for the most part, Jefferson's argument basically lost. And for the most part, everyone's into manufacturing goods for export. Where we are under my watch in the Amexem-Moor-Empire is a different story. You know, we're all about growing food and medicine. Yes, we will buttress it with manufacturing and service components of our economic engine, but we are not industrial based. We are agriculture based, and we will always be that. When you look at how things go, and the opposite, again, is predicated upon the whims of your market. And consumerism gives you control over folks, because what they do is they say, listen, we get them through their public opinion. We control their public opinion and get them to buy our products. And they do things in cycles. They do them in fads. Food, on the other hand, is constant. You stay in that particular mind frame, you will always survive. You will do very well. Consider those things that I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, folks are going to make a common sense choice. And where we are in this day and time, on the global stage, doesn't matter where you are on this planet, those that are not tied back to a substance-based economy, where agriculture is what they predicated upon, like we have within the Amexem-Moor-Empire, well, these folks are having some very, very complicated times right now. And one particular party, to the Bretton Woods Agreement that I'm speaking about, they lost, according to their economists, 500,000 jobs, if you would, in November on the Roman calendar, followed by more than that in December on the Roman calendar. So 2-point-something million jobs on top of, including those two months I just mentioned, gone. And in their quote-unquote stock market, which is again based upon the currency issue and presenting pieces of paper for purported ownership in a purported corporation. It's pretty dangerous stuff. Well, effectively, what you see happening with that is they have lost 300 points in trading in given times. They were, in August of 2007 on the Roman calendar, they were at 15,000 on their stock market. And now they're at 8 at their Dow Jones stock market issue. So what does that mean? For every 300 points that they lost off of that, that was $600 billion of their purported Federal Reserve notes that supposedly exist. Now, look how far they went. From 15,000 down to 8. At 300 points per pop equals $600 billion supposed dollars here. That is a serious loss of purported equity, if there ever was such a thing. And if that equity did exist and you lose all of that, that is horrific and will have even more horrific consequences on their global scene. And you're seeing it right now. So, substance is where it's at. Platinum, gold, and silver, maybe some nickel, and maybe some copper. Substance is where it is. The paper game, not a smart move, not a good look. And so, a lot of folks are finding this out the hard way. And within the Amexem-Moor-Empire jurisdiction, we don't play that game. Now on my watch, and constitutionally, no constitutional monarch can even propose it, and no imperial council can ever legislate it. We're not playing that game in this venue. Ever.